YouTube. YouTube. What's poppin'? How's everybody doing? What up, Justin? Good evening. How about our great President Donald John Trump? He's doing a great job. A shout out to the Cold Warrior. Absolutely, Justin. Absolutely. So, our great president's doing a great job. What up? What up, 49? God bless you, boy. Absolutely. What up, Pay? So, hashtag Trump 2020. Absolutely, Justin. So, oh, God. Here they come. Now, you dropped the F-bomb. I hate to block you, 32, but you're dropping the F-bombs in the room. I've already been suspended. I don't want to go through this. Doing great, Pay. Doing great. What up there, Johnny S? Let me see. How do I do this? What up, boy? I should get rid of 32. 32, he's ridiculous, He's ridiculous. Okay, 32. 32. One more time, you're out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tell him, boy. YouTube Live. I hate blocking people. I hate to block people. So I got the big board. I just cleaned it up. What I do? Oh yeah. So I got my laptop with me. I'm getting ready with my app. We're gonna have 4 distribution channels, and what makes Trump so great? Okay. I mean, like seriously, are you asking that with a straight face? I mean, seriously, 32. You come into the room, the Trump room, you drop expletives. You're lucky you're still there. And what makes Trump so great? First of all, he loves America, right? He loves this country, and he's quite frankly, he's very smart. Just look what he's done with the economy, 32. Just look what he does. No, I don't think you do. I think you're from the anti-American. You're from the anti. Here we go. Here comes another one on March 20, right? Here we go. 32. He's probably like a 12-year-old kid on the thing. So Well, that's a good question. I think that's very that's something we got to watch. 49, no, because it's good because it's good. We don't block nobody unless they drop expletives. That 32 dropped expletives. He's on notice. Well, that's your opinion, right? You call it a stupid wall, and if you actually followed the vectors that we do on the show here, you'd see that he needs a wall. That this President Trump's been right from the beginning. 32, if you really want to be honest. But you come into the room, you don't like Trump. It's just a personal. You have no. Based on the questions you're asking me, I don't think you really have any idea of the issues. You just don't like Trump for whatever reason. Maybe you're, I don't know. Maybe you don't like him because you don't like the color of his tie or whatever. I don't know. So I found. I just can't seem to find it. I had it. Let me see. I had it here. Oh yeah, I know how to get it. Okay. So let me get this thing and right, a semi. Oh, it was this. Yeah. Okay. So I found this government document to add to these vectors to the vectors on the. So let me start because I'm getting ready to do the big board. I just cleaned up the big board. I'm going to be blogging more vectors, and I'm getting ready to do the Chinese Communist Party, the Chinese Communist Party cover up, major cover up, turned the Wuhan virus supposedly an accident. We don't know. I'm over here in Brooklyn. I'm doing it. I'm getting ready to do it, John. Here, I'm getting ready to do it. I'm over here in Brooklyn. Absolutely 19. They turned the coronavirus. This is the premise. They turned the coronavirus into a human bioweapon. And then we got the vectors. So before I go into that, outside looking in, no U.S. Congressional Oversight Committee, no International Atomic Energy Agency, no Joint Chiefs of Staff, no National Security Council, no access to classified docs, nor do I know anyone who has access to classified docs, court papers, judges' decisions, peer-reviewed journal articles, and well-sourced, well-researched open source articles. What we're searching for is a quasi-model, quote-unquote, statistical significance. In all likelihood, no probability, we look for on a likelihood and probability, we look for. In all likelihood, no probability, we look for inferences and we look for trends and patterns. I forgot what I was saying. So let me start. Let me start over again. I was looking at everybody's messages. My mind's going crazy. Outside looking in, no U.S. Congressional Oversight Committee, no International Atomic Energy Agency, no Joint Chiefs of Staff, no National Security Council, no access to classified docs, nor do I know anyone who has access to classified docs. Court papers, judges' decisions, peer-reviewed journal articles, and well-sourced, well-researched open source articles. What we're searching for is a quasi-model, quote-unquote, statistical significance, or a likelihood and probability for trends, differences, and patterns in the data, and then we attempt to conceivably reach reasonable, responsible conclusions. And by the way, we believe our conclusions are close. Classified information is the mean. We're within the standard deviation of the mean. The Russo disclaimer. So what we're doing here is, I got it right. Okay. So what we're doing is we're creeping toward statistical significance, right? Pay, speed up. Thank you for the visit. I had all these things going on, and I'm looking at the messages. But anyway, so we got the premise. Absolutely. The premise is the Chinese Communist Party, right, Johnny? The Chinese Communist Party, major cover-up. Chinese Communist Party's major cover-up turned the Wuhan virus, whether it was man-made, not man-made, it wasn't genetically modified. We don't know. I'm over here in Brooklyn, but we know it was a major cover-up. Chinese Communist Party, the Islamic Republic of Iran. We're saying it's a three country collusion, right? Russia is involved as well, and we're saying Russia is complicit, right? And we talked about the motives, China's motives. We know that the Khomeini obviously wants to crush America and crush Israel, especially after we whack Soleimani. Forget about it, right? They're already from the Strait of Hormuz. We know the Persian Gulf is there, so they're not doing a ground invasion into Saudi, into Iraq. So what do? They hit in the air. So now we have a different type of attack, right? This is so they took the Wuhan virus, and it was an accident. It was not man-made. It was whatever it is. What up, Camper? What up, my brother? Whatever you want to say. I don't know. I'm over here in Brooklyn. But we know the denial, the disinformation. Thank you, Mac, the Razorback. Disinformation, misinformation. Thank you for the retweets. Disinformation, misinformation. So do I. I miss baseball too, bro. The slow snail walk on this whole thing with this virus. We believe we took this absolutely. We took this. Whoa! Thank you, Michael Russo. Thank you, my bro. It is sketchy, and I don't profess to know, there, boy. But I'm over here in Brooklyn, right? Oh, here we go. Cuomo did another beauty today. I forgot what it was. Cuomo's, he's Fredo. His brother's Fredo, and De Blasio is a Sandinista. There you go. So, whatever you want to say, that that the worst, Justin, the worst. The Wuhan virus, by doing the cover up, the major cover up. Oh, here we go. Here comes the lefties are in the room. I'm telling you, 19, you'd be shocked. Trump is on the come up, and watch the Latin vote. Watch the Latin vote, son. Trump has been right from the beginning. So they took the Wuhan virus and the major cover up, turned it into a bioweapon, a human bioweapon. At the very least, we got a human bioweapon here. So, in other words, China quarantines Wuhan, allows the Wuhan residents to go all over the place. What up, Queen? To go all over the place in the world. That's one. Today it came out out of Fox News, 5 whistleblowers are missing. They hoard all of the medical supplies, and knowing, General Keane said, knowing that China's economy was tanking, speed up. China's economy, with the grace of God, speed up. China's economy was tanking, so General Keane said, 4-star general, said, you know something? He believes he is highly confident that China allowed the Wuhan residents to fly all over the place to spread the virus, so everybody else's economy, including America's, reduces. So they achieved their objective. Since it was whatever it was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. China has a lot, and plus their history. They've been down this rodeo before, Justin. They've done this before, right? So the vectors don't lie, right? So now I found out, I can't find the document. I got to look for it again. I thought I had it on my laptop. I accidentally deleted it, I think. That it certainly does. It's an absolute attack. I agree. Period. I agree. Absolutely. China, Iran, and Russia. I agree. Absolute attack. They attacked us. Absolutely. Now, I had the document. It was a government document, and I stumbled onto it accidentally. Well, let's just say, for the sake of discussion, we don't know if this thing was actually right. So we're going to take them. The vectors don't lie, Porky, right? So we're going to take them for their word. We're going to say, you know something? Okay, it's not man-made. It's not genetically modified. They're saying it was an accident. Okay, you want to say that? Fine. I don't know. I'm over here in Brooklyn, but we do know it was a major cover-up. So the vectors coming out of Wuhan don't lie. And you look at the results, they achieved their results. Iran achieved it. They got revenge on our, we're getting there, Johnny. They got revenge on our, they got our economy reduced, and they're trying to slow down our great president, Donald John Trump, right? So they achieved their objective with this thing, right, Happy Camper? But our great president, thank you, board, thank you for the invites. Well, Fauci, Fauci is a little sketchy, right? He comes from the deep state. He's got Clinton ties. I hear that, right? But he is a what's I'm not gaslighting. I'm not gaslighting anything, bro. He knows. You're probably right. Fauci probably knows. I mean, oh, okay. I mean, Fauci, it is. So we got the vectors, right? So we found out. I was getting into. He is deep state, but he is a scientist, right? As is Dr. Barex. She's a colonel in the United States Army. He's been doing this. He's been the head of infectious disease, has Fauci been since 84. This guy knows his stuff. Whether he's being political on the stealthy, I don't know. It's plausible. It's absolutely plausible that Fauci is stealthy on the down low on this thing, and he's being political. It is. But you want to know something? Hey, it's plausible. He's not a politician, but maybe he's being stealthy for the deep state. It's plausible. I'm not saying you're not wrong, but I don't want. What I don't like is just unilaterally saying, well, he contributed with Clinton. He goes back to this, so there is some professionalism here. There is some professionalism in here. The truth be told, Fauci is a scientist, and he sounds like he's talking like a scientist, right? He's saying we need clinical trials, we need the placebo, we should be in the house, we shouldn't leave. He's a scientist. What's wrong is we're listening to the scientists on this thing, because once this thing got blunted, right? Now we got a double-edged sword. Are we in the beginning of a pandemic, in the middle of a pandemic, or at the end of the pandemic? Let's just say hypothetically we're in the beginning of this thing. So what do? Do we stay in the house and then we watch the economy go where, so it's going to get worse. We gotta get out. We got to start to open it up, and we got to start to. He's a scientist, right? Johnny's a scientist. We got to. Very, very possible, Porky. I'm not saying that's not plausible. All I'm saying is we got to start to listen to our great president Donald John Trump, because he's like this. Do we stay in how long? Because either way, it's going to be a problem. And if we don't open things up, right, Porky? If we don't open things up, forget about it. If we don't open things up, right, because what's happening is, right, we're doing so much testing that the mortality rate is less than influenza. So maybe the rate of infectious, the rate in which this. I am an amateur scientist. I don't. One day I won't be, but right now I am. But I understand. I study math. I study physics, and I understand. I understand. So he's talking like a scientist, right? So is Dr. Barex. So they're not the final decision here. Unfortunately, the Democratic governors are taking this to different levels, right? You got the governor of Maine. Oh my God, which I don't know who, I forgot who it was. What they're doing in Maine is crazy. What they're doing in New York over here, I don't know why the construction company, why construction isn't opened up. They got to do this in. I get that, Johnny. But the less I get that, but there comes a point in time now, things have been blunted. It is. God bless you, Porky. Thank you. It is. Maybe they are, Justin. It's crazy, right? It's crazy, right? But we're like this because if we continue to, we got almost 40 million out of the workforce. What are we looking at over here? A Great Depression? It's going to be worse because we're looking at bread lines then, right? A food shortage? Bread lines. It's going to be civil unrest, like beyond belief. And I think it's inevitable anyway, because when our great president Donald John Trump gets reelected, there's going to be civil unrest because they're going to be, the Democrats are going to be really pushed back. We're under attack. That's right, Porky. I agree with you. And and the Democrats, now they're pulling their stealthy moves, right? They're pulling their stealthy moves with this. I mean, it is just beyond belief. It's supposed to be about the virus. Now they're bailing the states out. I mean, it's just beyond belief. I get it. If you want to give the money for the people that are out of work and for the unemployment, I get it. But not for people that are like, not for states that are like, they've been mismanaging their state, and now the virus came. So now, like what Cuomo's doing, like what Cuomo's doing. Cuomo talks to Trump. Trump delivers hospitals, ventilators, everything. He delivers for New York. Then he knocks Trump in the open source, knocks his brains out. I mean, come on, man. These people are ridiculous. But anyway, let's get back to these vectors, because I found out something that's going on a lot of things are going on in Venezuela, right? Did you hear about the mercenaries that got arrested in Venezuela trying to whack the Maduro regime? Unbelievable. You're right, boy. It's crazy, Speed Up. I agree. Right. And then he ended up, Justin, he ended up sending the COVID patients to the nursing home. It's ridiculous. Right? So 2 mercenaries got arrested. Did you hear Pompeo? They asked him if he had anything to do with it. Hey, Pompeo, I love Pompeo, man. Pompeo said, he goes, what are you talking about? He said, if we had anything to do with that, the result would have been different. Pompeo said. That's one tough dude right there. Unbelievable. So what I found out, I can't find a government document I found, but I found out that, because we got these 3 vectors coming from other hemispheres, coming from from West Asia, West Asia, from Wuhan to Tehran, Iran, to Moscow, East Europe, right up there, right? But the three trigger vectors that we know of, this global, absolutely, Porky, this global jihadi movement, there's 3, 4, right? We know of, right? One was in Malaysia, right? Kuala Lumpur, and the First Islamic Investment Bank, Babak Zanjani, and we got the 9/11 hijackers meeting in Kuala Lumpur. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, Al-Hamzi, Al-Madur, Muhammad Atta in Malaysia. That's one trigger point. That's one stealthy, because the stealthy trigger points is what it's all about, right? Then the other trigger point was in South Sudan with Osama bin Laden, Omar Bashir, the Sunni Shiite nexus, the Pan-Islamic Summit with Hassan al-Tarabi. It's beyond belief, right? They had a weapons factory in there. They were sending weapons up to Egypt, to the Gaza Strip to bomb Israel. That's what they were doing in the 90s. They had the Sudanese paramilitary, and they had Shajid Ali, the Sudanese national, touring the tri-state area, calling up on the phone, Porky, calling up the phone, Omar Abdel Rahman, the blind sheikh in Sudan, calling Hassan al-Tarabi, telling him areas where they can blow up buildings and kill Americans, right? This was in the 90s. Then the other trigger point was in Philadelphia. It's in the Quran, right? Philadelphia, right? That's where Hamas, right? Omar Ahmad, Nahid Awad had their Philadelphia meeting, the Holy Land Foundation trial. Muslim Brotherhood infiltration inside of America. Laura Burns' testimony, the FBI had them dead to right. And the Islamists in the White House, the Obama Clinton crime family, dropped the charges. Eric Holder dropped the charges. Louis Gohmert was going crazy on Eric Holder on this. We got so much vital information on the intentions of Muslim Brotherhood. It is just beyond belief. Wow. Now I got the 4th trigger point. It's off Caracas. So I'm like, it's off Caracas, Porky. This thing is crazy. Wagon Fire, what's popping? It's off Caracas. And I couldn't believe when I'm looking at the map, we're going to do this tomorrow, the big vectors. I got the big board, the big whiteboard. We're going to start with because this is getting serious now. Because I got so much vector that I'm going to start to, I got like a system. I'm gonna like physically, in a very simple way, we're gonna conceivably physically model this thing. It is crazy, right? So off of Caracas, Venezuela, called the Isla de Margarita Island, right? It's beyond belief what goes on. It's just this little island. 12,000 Islamists are there. And it's a Sunni Shiite Hezbollah and Hamas. Hezbollah and Hamas. This guy, Ghazi al-Din and Mishal, I didn't get the last name, Mishal, the head of Hamas. They've had a summit over there in this Margarita Island, right off of Caracas, right? Right off of Caracas. So it's crazy. And I can't believe how close Trinidad is to. I was just, when I looked at the map, I could not believe how close Trinidad is to Venezuela. Because Venezuela, that's where the ONIDX is, the Immigration and Naturalization Agency, headed by that guy Tariq El Assami. It's very close, boy. That's where they did the 173 passports, visas, fraudulent ID to get into North America, to get into Canada. So they got the northern border. They go to Mexico. Now, I'm telling you, Justin, it's crazy. So we got Trinidad involved in this thing. Margarita Island. So they got this virus. So we're gonna look at. So I'm gonna put together the system now with these vectors. Not tonight, because I wanted to read. I got this thing. I found this article that I wanted to read soon on. I'm telling you, Judge, it's crazy. The secret backstory of how Obama let Hezbollah off the hook by Politico's Josh Meyer. And he goes into these nefarious characters from Hezbollah. Venezuela is in this article is just, and he stands by his, this is Politico. Politico, they're never Trumpers. So this article is all on Obama. Because to understand what's going on here, thank you, boy. It's crazy, right? To understand what's going on over here, because think about it. You got narcotics. Trump calls in. We talk about this all the time, right, Porky? I'm telling you, Michael and the down low guy. I don't know. I really don't care. Michael, Michelle, whatever they do in their private life. But the fact that they lie, right? Right, Porky? The fact that they lie. What else are they lying about, right? That's the whole point. That's the first family. They were the first family for 8 years. The lefties is terrible. We got to vote out the Democrats, man. We got to get rid of Pelosi. What up, MJ? We got to get rid of Pelosi, man. We got to get rid of Pelosi and Schiff. We got to get rid of these people. We need a Trump landslide. They're loonies, bro. So I got this this secret backstory of how Obama let Hezbollah off the hook. This is the thing that we talked about last night, Project Cassandra. Project Cassandra was a project where it was made up of the DEA, drug enforcement agents, globally surveilling the illicit drug trafficking of the Shiite terrorism arm of Iran, Hezbollah, right? So now, according to this article, an ambitious U.S. task force targeting Hezbollah's billion-dollar criminal enterprise ran headlong into White House's desire for a nuclear deal with Iran. So right away, so they're saying that the White House's premise for allowing Hezbollah to continue its drug trafficking and actually smuggling drugs, cocaine, and they're being smuggled by Islamists. So they're saying, well, they're drug smugglers and they're not radical Islamists. Of course they are, Porky, right? Right? Of course they are. They're coming in from Lebanon. They're coming in from the North African Middle Eastern region, Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon. That's who's recruiting them. Well, there's a few. One of the head guys is that guy Tariq al-Assami, right? That was the former vice president under Maduro. But the point is, the Iranian nuke deal that they made such a big deal about was fake, right? So let's face it, right? In 2000, okay, Justin. So let's face it, right? It's very hard to stop a country who's so the world's largest state sponsor of terror, Iran, to stop them from proliferating, nuclear proliferating. Very difficult to do. Let's be honest. Very difficult. Absolutely, right? So with that being said, by not including the long-term ballistic missile program inside the Iranian nuke deal, the whole premise is destroyed because you're not slowing down. There's no way you're going to slow down. And Benghazi, absolutely, Porky. You're not going to slow down the proliferation ambitions, the nuclear proliferation ambitions of Iran by not including the long-term ballistic missile program. Why do you say that? North Korea, right? North Korea's missiles and rocket components, famous for them. According to Michael Flynn, the DIA in 2013 came out with the report, highly confident that North Korea has miniaturized nuclear warheads for its long-term ballistic missile program. So conceivably, North Korea is flying missile and rocket components over Chinese airspace into Tehran, Iran, the capital of Iran, and they've already entered into a memorandum of agreement. Flynn is the best. Memorandum of agreement between Iran, the scientists of Iran, and the scientists in North Korea. I mean, there's no reason why they're not sharing. Because North Korea got these miniaturized nuclear warheads, and apparently it's not very hard to do in the open source. So they got this in 2006. So according to Flynn's report from the DIA, it's old news, right? So for Obama to allow Hezbollah to smuggle drugs into America because of the Iranian nuke deal, I mean, the Iranian deal is fake. So these are criminals. Barack Hussein Obama is a criminal. Hillary Rodham Clinton is a criminal. John Kerry are criminals. They are conspiring with Hezbollah and Hezbollah are the radical Islamists, and they use the drug trafficking to fund their terror, as did Soleimani use the Iraqi banks, according to Tillerman, and float currency in the Iraqi banks, garnering billions of dollars annually for the Quds Force, right? So according to this article by Josh Meyer, it was disgraceful, right? It was basically a institutional trade war, guaranteed, because Obama's an Islamist, Hillary Rodham Clinton is a stealthy Islamist. For all I know, she's an American Muslim convert, and she married Omar Abdel-Rahman, the blind sheik, to get him into the country to blow up buildings. For all I know, because I don't know who Hillary Rodham Clinton is. As I know, I may know more about Hillary Rodham Clinton than I know about Barack Hussein Obama, but they're like the antithesis of each other. I know a lot more about Hillary Rodham Clinton than I know about Barack Obama, but the information I know about her, right, boy, is a lie, fraud, right? She's hanging out with her girl is Huma Abedin, right? There it is. Stuff. She walked around with a hijab. What do I know? John Brennan's in Riyadh in '96. They're blowing up Khobar Towers from the Iranian command center in Damascus, the Iranian embassy. The Brigadier General Sharifi orchestrated and implemented the attack on the Khobar Towers that killed the men of the United States Armed Forces. And Brennan is out in Riyadh in '96, and he comes back telling everybody that Hezbollah is made up of moderates. And we know that's not true. There are no moderates inside of Iran. The hardliners run that country. They all report to the Khomeini, who's worth $200 billion. It's very clear what happened over here. The sleeper cells, Justin, I think are going to come from Canada. We got to watch the northern border. There's a migration of Iranian refugees and asylum seekers in Damascus and Libya, absolutely. Inside of Canada. And Iran does they do the soft strategy, the soft power strategies. They build cultural centers inside, like that, like Muslim Brotherhood does in America, right? We're building that wall. Absolutely. He's building, Trump has got it. So they do these soft power strategies. Pipelines, like you wouldn't believe, Porky. Pipelines. So they build cultural centers, academic centers. They build mosques inside of Canada. And that's their way of eventually, like the Muslims wanted to build a ground zero mosque on the building that they blew up, right? So it's crazy, but that's how they do, right? So what blew me away was this Margarita Island, right? So this was a Sunni Shiite nexus summit in Venezuela. So it's like Adnan Sharike Juma, right? The Saudi Muslim going into Florida, then taking those vectors from Florida, meeting Muhammad Atta, the terror cell in Florida, going along New Orleans, Louisiana, Houston, Texas, San Antonio, going right into up to El Paso, Texas. He meets the FBI asset, that terror cell, the NARC, they call it the NARC, Radical Islamist Terror Cell, goes into, meets the FBI asset over there, then goes into Mexico, comes back and forth, Mexico, United States, Mexico, United States, Mexico, United States, and ends up changing his name to Javier Robles. He's a Spaniard now. So they changed the profile to make it a zero footprint, going back to Hezbollah, going back to Iran, going back. That's how the IRGC, the Quds Force, operates. So they go into, exactly, Porky. There's like 20,000, something like that. I saw the number. I can't find it. Is it 12,000, 20,000? I couldn't believe it. Margarita Island. I was like, what the heck? And one of the guys is the right-hand man for that guy, Tariq El Asami. The guy's name is Ghazi al-Din. He is the Hezbollah operative that was born in Lebanon. I think he's a diplomat. It's right off of Caracas, the capital of Venezuela, right? So this is crazy now, because from Venezuela, we got the virus going from west. We got the virus going from China. Wuhan is almost on the border. It's very close to Shanghai, which is like on the east border of China. China is huge, right? So tomorrow, I'm going to show you the vectors tomorrow. From Wuhan to Tehran. So let's say, right, they could take a train, they could take a car. It's going to be a long trip, right? I saw a train that goes from Wuhan to Tehran, Iran, right? But we know Marwan Air turns these vectors into very, very deadly vectors for America, right? Because they're more efficient, right? So we look at the ground, and the ground tells us, gives us a good indication, all likelihood or probability, what they're going to do. It's like from Moscow, how did they get into Venezuela? You got the Atlantic Ocean there, right? We talk about this. So these position vectors, which we turn into pipelines, the ground tells us, in all likelihood or probability, what they can put a submarine in there. I mean, use a boat from where? From England? I don't know, England, Spain, right? Hezbollah was in Germany. I know that. Hezbollah's in Europe. They fly from Lebanon, right? Very possible. Hezbollah, big contingency of Hezbollah operatives inside of Lebanon, Beirut, right? Hundreds of thousands of rockets underground in Hezbollah in Beirut, more than any rockets above ground. Which ones, Wagify? Tell me, I'll do it. Delhi to Caracas. So there's a okay. So right there. So whether they're from Moscow, which is plausible, whether they're coming from Germany, because Germany just banned Hezbollah, right? Or whether they're coming from Lebanon. The U.S. Treasury designated is calling out this guy Tariq. He's wanted for $10 million. He's got a $10 million reward on for his head, right? For his arrest. For his arrest. I meant his arrest. So and he's involved in that Margarita Island Pan-Islamic summit inside of Venezuela. It's Venezuela's island, right? And I couldn't even find it on the map. It's right next to Caracas. And according to the article I found, it's about 12,000 to 20,000 Islamists reside over there. Hezbollah. So Lebanese born becoming Venezuelan diplomats living in Venezuela and providing that the vectors to go into North America. Because what they do is they got the ONIDX, which gives them the passports to, at the very least, get to the northern border, Canada. They probably could fly straight from Iran to Caracas too. You're probably right. Malwan Air, right? So either they're coming from Iran. I got to confirm that, but it's very plausible because we know Iran goes right in. Iran. So from Wuhan, we know the ground is plausible, but it take a long time. I think there's a train that goes from Wuhan to Tehran, Iran. So that let's say they take this mass, right? It's a mass. Let's say for a hypothetical, an assumption we're going to make. The mass has a Wuhan virus footprint, it has a radical Islamist footprint on it, and it has a drug footprint, dirty money. They take this mass and they put it on a Winnebago from Wuhan. They drive it, the vectors, they go through Pakistan, Afghanistan, and they go into Iran. And they drive all the way to Tehran. That's a long ride. In all likelihood and probability, they're not doing that. They're taking that mass, that point particle, and they're putting it on Malwan Air. So Malwan Air gets this thing from Wuhan, right? And they go back into Tehran, right? From Tehran, they go, okay, we're going to take it. So now they infected Wuhan, China, quarantined Wuhan. They said, yeah, fly out of Wuhan. We don't care. Fly out of Wuhan. He goes to Tehran. Yeah. It's very plausible, right? The Iranian parliament quarantined China January 31st. They didn't publicize it. Yet Malwan Air went into China 55 times, beyond belief. That's the IRGC's airline. That Khomeini owns that airline. So from there, they went and they infected Iranians, right? Then from there, either they flew to Moscow or they went through the train from Tehran, or they can go, Zahedan is a little further away, directly into Moscow. So they say they take the train, the vectors, they're going to Turkey, because Turkey's been there to get that oil and gold from Maduro, Erdogan, that other OG gangster, right? So we got the vectors, Moscow and Iran and Wuhan. The centerpiece to this thing is Venezuela, because they go into Caracas, Margarita Island, and they have their meetings. They get their IDs now, and they're getting ready to move through Colombia, Bogota. Let's say they go on the ground. They probably could fly in. I was checking from Caracas to Calgary, Canada. I got to get more information on that. So I'm looking at the ground, but also the air, because Malwan Air is what takes these vectors and makes them lethal. Is Malwan Air, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps airline, U.S. Treasury designated foreign terrorist entity, right? So they go from Caracas, Margarita Island, Caracas, Bogota, Colombia, and they go Panama Canal. They go through Costa Rica, El Salvador, Mexico, Guadalajara, Monterrey, and then they're in America, North America, right? They're in, right? Once they get into, it's crazy. Once they get into Mexico, it's unbelievable, right? And/or they probably take Malwan Air and fly from Caracas, from Bogota, fly into Canada. And we got to get more information on that. So these vectors are crazy, right? So to go from all the way from East Asia, Wuhan, West Asia, Iran, Eastern Europe, Russia, and ending up on the northern border of Canada and the southern border of the Mexico-United States southern border, it's crazy. And everybody wonders, how did we get so infected, right? When you got those borders open, Trump has been right from the jump street, right? By the way, did you see that chick Kayleigh McEnany's press conference? Yeah, we got borders on the northern border, and Mexico, according to President Trump's got about 27, 28, 29 on the southern border. So I just wanted to read a few things from this article. So according to, right, doesn't she Wagify? She is. I wish we would have had. She's that too. She's hot too. I agree. She is. She's a looker and she's smart. She's tough. Son, that chick is tough. I love Kayleigh's the best there, AC. But anyway, how Hezbollah turned to trafficking cocaine and laundering money to used cars to finance its expansion. So this guy, Josh Myers, is it Josh Meyer or Myers? Let's see. It's Josh Meyer. He stands by his investigative reporting on this. And he calls out the Obama administration in its determination to secure a nuclear deal with Iran. So we know it's fake. So this whole thing is fake. The Obama administration derailed an ambitious law enforcement campaign targeting drug trafficking by the Iranian-backed terrorist group Hezbollah, even as it was funneling cocaine into the United States. So they're talking about Project Cassandra. The campaign, dubbed Project Cassandra, was launched in 2008 after the Drug Enforcement Administration amassed evidence that Hezbollah has transformed itself from a Middle East focused military and political organization into an international crime syndicate that some investigators believe was collecting $1 billion a year from drug and weapons trafficking, money laundering, and other criminal activities. Over the next 8 years, agents working out of a top secret DEA facility in Chantilly, Virginia, used wiretaps, undercover operations. They probably busted the 2011 hit that was coming off the U.S.-Mexican border with that Iranian American we talked about the other day, Mansour al-Bashir, the Iranian American whose uncle was a Quds Force senior official. They met this Mexican drug cartel member on the U.S.-Mexican border, and they bribed him with $100,000 to go to D.C. and whack the Saudi ambassador to the United States. And guess what? He was a DEA undercover agent. Go figure, right? It couldn't have happened to better people, right? But for the grace of God Almighty, right? So they use wiretaps, undercover operations, and informants to map. They mapped Hezbollah's illicit networks with the help of 30 U.S. foreign security agencies. They followed cocaine shipments, some from Latin America to West Africa, onto Europe and the Middle East, and others through Venezuela and Mexico to the United States. Venezuela. That's the hub where they get the IDs, ONIDX. They call it now, they changed the name because I'm assuming law enforcement, the federales, got hip to it. So they call it now SAIME. They tracked the river of dirty cash as it was laundered by, among other tactics, buying American used cars and shipping them to Africa. And with the help of some key cooperating witnesses, the agents traced the conspiracy they believe to the innermost circle of Hezbollah and its state sponsors in Iran. So the motive of Iran to attack, to turn the Wuhan virus. There you go, Porky. To turn the Wuhan virus into a human bioweapon is because of, we're going to say, because Trump's got his heel on China with the tariffs, and Trump's got his heel on Iran, the Iranian nuke deal, and we waxed Soleimani. He's economically sanctioned. He's okay, AC, sure. He's economically sanctioning. He's economically sanctioning the Islamic Republic of Iran. Hardcore, Trump is going after them big time. Trump is. What up, MJ? What's up, my brother? What up, Eddie Rodriguez, the Marine? God bless you. Thank you for the visit. Yeah, so we're going over the vectors. So what we got is, right? So we're saying, right, the motive of Iran is they want revenge. So this virus was turned into a human biological weapon, and Marwan Air transported the human biological weapons all over at least 5 countries: Iran, Moscow, and they went into Venezuela, right? They've been into Venezuela, Caracas, and that's where now, because Iran is, we've already had indications, we talked about this on the year before, there was coming out of the U.S.-Mexican border from some Mexican cities, the head of police, one of the ladies there, she was speaking Spanish on this Spanish network or English Spanish network, claiming that they got some intel that 4 Iranian nationals are carrying explosives from Mexico trying to get into California. Now that was a ruse, right? Because we busted Iranian nationals coming into America from the northern border. And one of them was the executive director of CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations. We know what that's all about, right? So Iran is building up, I believe, to try building some sort of terror cell, some sort of sleeper cell inside of Canada, because their attack, conceivably, I mean, they can try to attack from the U.S.-Mexican border, which wouldn't be the way they do it, because they do the asymmetrical warfare. They create their deception, and you wouldn't see the attack from the northern border, because everybody talks about the southern border, and everybody's aware of Hezbollah's presence in the northern border, and they're very close to the Los Zetos cartel in Mexico. So, and the game that they play, they're Islamists, they're Spaniards. You don't know who this is. Is this the drug cartel? Is this Hezbollah? And the game goes on. So they say, oh, Hezbollah's, they're drug traffickers. Yeah, but they're radical Islamists. They blow up buildings. They blew up the Crobar Towers in '96. They blew up and they killed the men of the United States Armed Forces, right? What about the Beirut bombing in Beirut? The Beirut bombing in Beirut, Lebanon. 200 Marines were whacked. Hezbollah, horrific. This is what's going on. So that's why Trump. So this is an attack. You could sit there, stay, and listen to the mainstream media, and they're gonna make you feel good. Don't worry, everything's okay, right? Because if they told us everything that's going on, if Trump told us, if our great president Donald Trump told us about every threat that we're facing, we wouldn't leave our house, right? He's got what's his name? The Joint Chiefs on the border, and he's got the South Command, Miami, the South Command Center, the CENTCOM Command Center in Miami on the lookout, right? Margarita Island. We're definitely gonna plot that vector right off of Caracas. I couldn't believe how Trinidad is so close to Venezuela. I was so blown away. They got to be moving to the Caribbean too. They got to be moving to those Caribbean countries to get into Venezuela. Yeah, they got to be. So to continue with the article, They followed cocaine shipments, tracked a river of dirty cash, and traced what they believed to be the innermost circle of Hezbollah and its state sponsors in Iran. But as Project Cassandra reached higher into the hierarchy of the conspiracy, the Obama Clinton crime family, that's what I'm calling it, officials threw an increasingly insurmountable series of roadblocks in its way. So we have the Obama Clinton crime family, giving 150 billion back to the Khomeini, whose net worth is over 200 million, right? He's worth over 200 billion. I used the wrong word. The Khomeini, according to the open source. Now, I'm not with his accountant. I really don't know the exact number, but according to the open source, the Khomeini dynasty net worth is $200 billion. Yet Obama sends 150 billion back, saying the Hague said that we sat on 400 million and we didn't give them their jet fighters. Meanwhile, they had 50 plus hostages in Tehran they took, right? So give me a break. And they want to blow up America and blow up Israel, does the Islamic Republic of Iran, right? So we know that they're, right? So what did Obama get? 2 points, 3 points, 2 points on that money? That's an institutional trade, that 150 billion. That's $3 billion. That pays off a lot of people. And the Clinton Foundation is right there, right? So we got that going on, right? So now Obama, under the guise of this, oh yeah, so AC, right? I love when you say that. 150 of their own money, right? So let me ask you, you know Iran has a nuclear thirst, so you trust Iran with nuclear energy. You do. They have 150 tons, according to the open source, to 350 tons of nuclear assets, uranium, right? You take 1 kilogram, 0.001 of uranium, put it through the fission process, according to my physics books, it turns into 9 times 10 to the 13, that's 9 and 13 zeros of heat energy. So what is Iran looking to do? Blow up a city? Blow up a state? Blow up a continent? You trust Iran with nuclear energy? You're nuts. They don't care about their people, right? They're paid. The government is paid in Iran. It's for clean energy, right, Porky? The government is paid in Iran. Babak Zanjani smuggling 22 barrels of Iranian crude off of Port Labuan in Malaysia. There you go. They're paid. They don't care about their people. We had an agreement. What agreement? That was a fake agreement, AC. They didn't include the Iranian long-term ballistic missile program inside the Iranian nuke deal. So it's very hard to stop a country like Iran from proliferating. It's very hard to stop a country like Iran from proliferating. But you're certainly not going to slow it down if you don't include the long-term ballistic missile program inside the Iranian nuke deal. It wasn't included. So President Trump's getting sworn in, right? January 2017. He looks in the sky, Rocket Man shooting rockets off in North Korea. Hassan Rouhani and the Khomeini are shooting rockets over the Strait of Hormuz. And Trump's going, what the hell's going on over here? We got a nuke deal. They said, we're doing nothing wrong. This is not illegal. These are our long-term ballistic missiles. This is a joke. Bomber is a fraud, okay? A fake. Fake. Like Michelle, right? And it's in the Quran, right, Porky? Bomber said he did nothing wrong. He just empowered the Islamists for 8 years. Bomber empowered radical Islam for 8 years. He did nothing wrong. It's in the Quran. As Andrew Cuomo's laying in the streets with the Islamists, telling us the subway pipe bomber is a lone wolf, and I asked him how he knows he's a lone wolf, and he says, well, he used the internet to build the bomb, right? The Boston Marathon bombers used the internet to build the bomb. They downloaded Inspire magazine, right? Inspire magazine, the editor, the co-founder of Inspire magazine was Anwar al-Awlaki, the 9/11 Imam. Go figure, right? Go figure, right? And we got to sit here with a straight face listen to Congresswoman Omar, right? The Qatari asset, the Erdogan asset. I mean, I got the depositions by Alan Bender. I'm going to read them on there. You got to hear what this guy says about Congresswoman Omar. She's in the freaking Congress. This is crazy because we're getting fed a bill of goods over here. This is an attack on this great nation. They're trying to slow down the America First, the Trump doctrine. Trump was right. I mean, when I was at ABC, we supported, we were the biggest supporter of Trump. We called it from Jump Street. We called this thing from Jump Street. Trump's been right since before he went down the escalator. America First, he called out China and their unfair trade practices. That's because of the corruption of the American politicians. He unleashed the economy, regulations gone. He unleashed the energy sector. Obama, you couldn't even drill for oil in Obama. Obama goes, well, we're not going to create growth, right? Growth. You better vote for 16. You better vote for Trump if you know what's right. You let Joe Biden? That's laughable. I don't care who they put up. He could get Michelle Obama. They're still going to lose. But what we got to do is we can't take nothing for granted because we got to win the House. We got to take back the House. We take back the House, we got something. We got to get rid of Pelosi. We got to get rid of Schiff. We got to get rid of Nadler. We got to get rid of Swarell. We got to get rid of that Claiborne guy. We got to get rid of them. They got to go. We got to put the Republicans in there that are working with Trump. Amash is out. They just want to disrupt. They want to slow Trump down. They can't stop the Trump, man. It's crazy, Porky, because basically the Democratic National Committee is CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations. They just changed the face. It went from Omar Ahmad to Nahi Awad to Congresswoman Omar, Congresswoman Tlaib. It's a joke what goes on. So the Obama administration officials threw an increasingly insurmountable series of roadblocks in the way of, absolutely, Porky, in the way of this Project Cassandra, the drug enforcement agents, right? That was globally surveilling the Shiite terrorism arm of Iran, because Iran wants revenge on the whacking of Soleimani. Soleimani controlled the land bridge from Tehran to Baghdad to Damascus to Beirut to the borders of Israel, with 100,000 rockets underground, more than any NATO country has above ground. He was involved in Benghazi, the terror cell inside of Benghazi. I got the vectors there from Ajabaya, 90 degrees north Benghazi, 45 degrees, and he's in Derna. Al-Qaeda in Libya on steroids. Steroids over there. Obama gave them 20,000 Soviet manpads, 400 FIM-92s. Iran steals the manpads, sends them to the Taliban, fronting the Taliban now, because Iran fronts the Sunni militias, right? Taliban, and the Taliban are shooting out of Americans with our own manpads. This is the Obama-Clinton crime family. You want to bring that back? It's crazy. You got people coming into the room. Oh, man. You got people coming into the room like this guy here, don't know anything, and it's crazy, right? It's crazy. So according to interviews, this is Josh Meyer from Politico. Politico are never Trumpers. They don't like Trump. They don't like us. Absolutely, Porky. They don't like us, right? They don't like the Trumpers. They don't like the Trumpocrats. They don't like the Trumpicans. They don't like the independent Trumpers. They don't like us. But this is a seething attack on the Obama-Clinton crime family. According to interviews with dozens of participants who in many cases spoke for the first time about events shrouded in secrecy, a review of government documents and court records when Project Cassandra leaders sought approval for some significant investigations, prosecutions, arrests, and financial sanctions, officials at the Obama Justice Department and the Obama Treasury Department delayed, hindered, and rejected their requests. They were They were there fronting. I mean, Obama was the shore of Iran, no doubt. Obama was the shore of Iran, boy. What he did over here, and the mainstream media calling Trump a Russian KGB agent. You're on the phone. You're impeached. I mean, it's just crazy, right? We got him now. The Mueller report, nothing. Wasting everybody's time. Everybody listens. Oh, listen to the mainstream media. Listen to the mainstream intelligence, like they did with Mandalay Bay. Americans are getting killed, bloodbath everywhere. We don't even know what happened. No report. The federalists come in, they shut it down. I listened to the radio dispatches. Listen to the radio dispatches, right? Now that's not right. Get that out of there, AC. That's wrong. The radio dispatches, and you know what they were telling the cab drivers over there? There's more than one venue, not just Mandalay Bay. It was a multi-venue hit on the ground in Vegas. And nobody talks about it. Why? We did the vectors. The U.S.-Mexican border is the fourth crime scene. And then Trump would have been right again. Trump would have been right again. He was right again. October 2017, October 1st, Mandalay Bay happened. He would have been right again. The virus is an example of how Trump being right. Because China controls our supply chain. Trump's been saying from the beginning, we got to blunt this. And everybody, the House Democrats and the mainstream media, but Pelosi said this. How could you listen to Pelosi? Pelosi, her credibility was shot when she stood in front of the American people and said, don't read it, vote on it, and we'll figure out what's in it later. That is the most un-American statement I've ever heard in my life. Yet, all these big-time broadcasters like Chris Wallace and all these cats, they'll interview her and they'll never call her out. She's credible. She's a credible individual. She's a criminal. How could you support Hillary Rodham Clinton, another criminal? Barack Hussein Obama, that's a fraud. You got to vote for Trump 16. The Justice Department declined, the Obama Justice Department declined requests by Project Cassandra and other authorities to file criminal charges against major players such as Hezbollah's high-profile envoy to Iran, a Lebanese bank in Canada. This is crazy. That allegedly laundered billions in alleged drug profits, and a central player in a U.S.-based cell of the Iranian paramilitary Quds Force, General Soleimani. So anybody that comes into this room and starts talking to me, why did we whack? And then you got the lefties. You listen to mainstream media. Oh, he's a general. Juan Williams from Fox News. Soleimani is a general. Why did we whack him? Oh, Soleimani was involved in an attempted kidnapping of the Saudi ambassador to the U.S. Yeah, U.S. Treasury said that. Soleimani was a bad dude, man. And the State Department rejected requests to lure high-value targets to countries where they could be arrested. Hezbollah is linked to a $483 million laundering scheme. And we're going to talk about this tomorrow. That's where I'm going to leave it. And I'm going to get the vectors tomorrow. I got the big board. We're going to go big time vector. We're going to build this physical. This is a system. We're going to build this system. I got the geopolitical map because I want to look at Wuhan to Tehran. And I'm going to show you how we analyze the ground. It's crazy, Justin. Well, we'll see about I don't know. What about the Deutsche Bank? We got a lefty in here. What up, Rocky Top? You got a pizza place. God bless you. Absolutely, Porky. Soleimani, right? Soleimani was a bad dude, but I'm telling you, yo, Porky, you got the lefties like Juan Williams and Donna Brazil being interviewed by Chris Wallace on the Chris Wallace show. No pushback. He claims that Trump doesn't know what he's doing, and Trump whacked Soleimani. That was a general from Iran. Meanwhile, with a straight face, the Obama Clinton crime family policies in Libya, in Egypt, and Iran are unconscionable. They gave 20,000 Soviet manpads by whacking Gaddafi, NATO. Then they sent in, insult to injury, 400 FIM-92s. That's U.S. manpads, 6-foot missiles, and they got Iran's. They stole some of them because Mustafa Jalal and Abdel Kimbal Haj was running the guns, while John Brennan, you're probably right, Porky, while John Brennan and Michael Morrell and Brennan, Morrell, and Leon Panetta were monitoring the Benghazi mission because that was a gun running operation. And who put the hit on them? Soleimani. That's Kenneth Timmerman. And Michael Flynn, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, had the redacted memo saying that because the Hezbollah could force terror cell inside of Benghazi, they were fronting Al Qaeda in Libya, militia. So it wouldn't come back to the Shiites, the Shias. It was the Sunnis. And it came out that they had Muslim Brotherhood operatives also. It came out from Egypt too, because Morsi got put in 12. Morsi was in power. This happened in September. Morsi was in power in June 12th. He got couped. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, the Blessed Virgin Mary. He got couped by Sisi, right? But this is crazy. These vectors. I mean, listen to the mainstream media, right? General Keane said it's not a biological weapon. Okay. We're not saying, because I don't know. I'm over here in Brooklyn. I don't know what's going on in Wuhan. Is it man-made? Is it genetically modified? I have no idea. But we do know it's a major cover-up. And when you look at the vectors, the 5 whistleblowers missing, the quarantine of Wuhan, the hoarding, China's hoarding of the medical supplies, and then allowing the Wuhan residents to fly all over the world, but not in China. So infect the world, everybody's economy goes down, so does China. China's economy goes down, and when everybody else's economy goes down. So that became a human bioweapon in the Russo Show book. It's a human bioweapon. They probably are, Justin. You're probably right. They probably are. Trump is trying to blunt that supply chain. Trump's getting $250 billion, according to reports, and he wants to see what they're going to on his last phase 1 in this deal. Trump is the only guy that's hitting China. Only guy that's hit China in the last what? Clinton was 92, right? Clinton was 92, 8. So it's 25 years. Trump's getting 250 in his phase 1 deal, 250 billion from China, and he's trying to figure out what they're going to do, if they're actually going to do it. But these reporters are a joke. They call Trump out. Oh, he talked nice about. That's a joke when they say he talks nice about President Xi in China. He's trying to negotiate. He's in negotiations with China. He talks nice. He's the president of the United States. He's a diplomat. He talks nice about President Xi. Then he sends the Dobermans. Secretary of State Pompeo. Let me tell you something. That's a freaking Doberman right there, son. You know what he said about those mercenaries that went to Venezuela? He said, yeah, we're going to do what we got to do. They asked him, were you involved? He goes, if we were involved, the result would have been different. That's what he said. Now, that's an American. Not these rats over here. You send the kids out like Obama did. Look at Obama, the Obama. That's what I'm saying. You come into this room and you support Obama. Okay, it's America. You don't like Trump, it's okay. But when you think about it, how could you not go with anybody else but Trump? He sends out the Obama Clinton crime family, Hillary Rodham Clinton. Look what they did to the Benghazi. Look what they did. Soleimani was trying to whack the Saudi ambassador to the United States, right, in 2011. So he didn't get him. He got Stevens, Ambassador Stevens in Benghazi. And you listen to the lefties, nothing's wrong. They hire Admiral Mullen and Bob Pickering from Boeing for the accountability review, exonerating Obama and Hillary Rodham Clinton. Thank you very much. That's cool. Mainstream media, yeah, let him go. Let him go, yeah. Hillary's thinking about running. You believe that? She's got a server in the basement of her house giving away the nuclear codes to unfettered people, foreign actors against this country, out of the purview of the State Department, while her husband takes his Clinton Foundation Winnebago touring the world to try to get European companies to get around the Western sanctions and go into business with Iran. Former President of the United States. That's cool. Yeah. Right. Like bombers in Singapore trying to take over the First Islamic Investment Bank and getting all his money out of Sudan. He was visiting his brother Malik Obama, right? Malik Obama is he's a dual citizen, Kenya and United States. You know who his best friend was? Gaddafi. Obama had to whack Gaddafi because Gaddafi had the goods on him. He knew who he was. So Obama had to whack Gaddafi. His brother was going into the United States White House with that stealth jihad radicalism of his brother, telling him not to whack Gaddafi. Gaddafi wanted to go in exile. Gaddafi's best friend was Malik Obama. And he's on a bank account, according to Shobat. It's true, right, Porky? And he's on a bank account with Omar al-Bashir. At the time, the highest ranking Muslim Brotherhood operative in Sudan was al-Bashir. $9 billion in UK banks. $9 billion. This is a joke, man. An absolute joke. Obama, who the hell is this guy? I don't believe Hawaii. And you tell me, Michelle's got junk in the trunk and those kids are not theirs. So what else are they lying about, right? I don't care what their private life is, quite frankly, the bombers. I don't care. Bombers on a DL. Michelle's got junk in the trunk and those kids are not theirs. I really don't care. But what else are they hiding from us? What else did they lie about? That's what I'm concerned about. That's the stuff that bothers them. I mean, these people are stone cold frauds. Like Hillary Rodham Clinton is not an American Muslim convert. John Brennan, you ever hear his Arabic? You ever hear his Arabic? And let me tell you, Lisa Page, Monica Witt. Lisa Page, Monica Witt. Who is she? She's an Iranian spy, double agent inside the FBI. You better believe it. Lisa Page, Monica Witt. Peter Strzok, father was stationed in Iran. He lived in Iran. Lisa Page's mother is Iranian. What does that mean? I don't know. It may be just a tangential connection, but is Lisa Page Monica Witt? Is Monica Witt Lisa Page? Yeah, that's another one. That's another beauty. Another beauty. So tomorrow, Valerie Jarrett, that's another one. Iranian. She was born in Iran. This was a money job, like beyond belief. A money job, right? See the difference, AC. I'm telling you, Porky, they got to go. The Democrats have to go. The House Democrats have to go. The House Democrats have to go. We have to get the Trump coattails. We need the Trump coattails. He is. I agree with you. AC is sick in the head. For all we know, is a 12-year-old kid, right? They hate America. They do. I agree with you. They do. He's 13, Porky. How could you, with a straight face, AC, come into this room and purport the stuff you purport? Either you're a kid, you play video games all day, and you want to come in here and you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. You just make no sense. Maybe Porky's right. He's a 13-year-old kid that doesn't make any sense. It's the truth. Bro, you're talking to me about the Obama-Clinton crime family. President Trump was a billionaire before he went into the White House. Okay? You think I should? President Trump, he's bothering y'all? Is AC bothering y'all? President Trump was a billionaire before he went in. So he didn't have to make his millions and billions in the White House. Okay. He didn't have to, right? And you know what's funny? I told you last night. Oh, he's fun? I told you last night there was an article on the internet saying that the DOJ raided the the DOJ raided the Obama compound, and there was a name came up. He can't be right exactly, Porky. So you don't have to make the money. And the Obama DOJ, they said the DOJ, not the Obama DOJ, they raided the Obama compound. They said this was an article. I thought it was fake news, and apparently it is. I don't know, but they said that so I saw some article saying that was fake news, and that a name came up, Michael Sotoro, and somebody said in the article they thought it was Michelle. I almost died. It was so funny. Oh my God, I was looking at her, bro. Come on, man. And Don Lemon is trying to say that Michelle Obama is prettier than Melania Trump. Come on, man. Come on, son. Come on. Come on, son. Please, son. Come on. I don't care. White, black, I don't care. A beautiful woman is a beautiful woman. Michelle Obama is not, come on, man. Let's be real. I don't know what that is, let's be real and honest. What up, AC? I didn't see that. Right, Porky? Come on, man. Melania Trump is the most beautiful, right, Porky? The most beautiful first lady we've ever had. Melania Trump is the most beautiful first lady we've ever had. Come on, man. I don't care. White, black, Latina. I mean, it don't matter to me. A beautiful woman is a beautiful woman. Michelle Obama is, I don't know what that is. So, but quite frankly, I really don't care. What bothers me is they were the first family before Hillary. Hillary was a good-looking woman. I mean, she's Dracula. Putting Hillary Clinton in the White House is like putting Dracula in a blood bank. But that's beside the point, right? That's beside the point. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane, right? What time is it? It's 12:17. Oh my God. It'd be crazy, bro. It's crazy. I really, something? Absolutely, Porky. Have a blessing. I'm going to get off soon, too. I'm tired. I talked too loud tonight. I was just so fired up. When I watched that. I tell you, I like that chick. Whenever she goes on, that Kaylee McEnany, I tell you, man, I'll see you in the future, Pork. That chick, Kaylee McEnany, that's the best thing. That's the best. I mean, Sarah Sanders was nice. Sean Spencer tried. This girl is the real deal, and she's hot too. I agree. She's an attractive woman, and she's very smart. She's tough. I love it. She's very tough. Kaylee McEnany is the bomb, bro. Right? Absolutely, Porky. She is ridiculous, and she is. Trump shouldn't even do any more press conferences. He's got his girl now. He's got his girl. I'm telling you, just send her out, man. Just send her out, son. Trump, sit back. You're the president of the United States. Oh, sure, right. Right. Are you serious? Seriously, AC. Seriously. You underrate Melania Trump. She's a very classy lady. Very classy. Unbelievable how people, very classy, man. Ivanka's a smart lady too. The Trump family, I mean, Trump's got some, his sons are smart, and they sacrificed a lot to Trump's. Trump, I want Trump to run 3 terms because his first term, what they put him through, he deserves another term for what they put him through. He deserves it. He deserves a third term. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Trump ends up, great President Donald John Trump ends up conceivably nominating a third Supreme Court justice? That would be crazy. Absolutely, Porky. I don't know, John. I have no idea. I have no idea. I didn't look into that. Could you imagine, Leon? Right? Could you imagine Trump's going to do a third one? So Pelosi and them. So isn't I think the judiciary goes through because with oh my God, and we got Mitch. I love Mitch, man. Mitch McConnell, bro. Because I think the Senate does the judges, right? They are, Justin, right? They'll jump off the roofs, Leon, right? Because they could do a nuclear option on this. We could do the nuclear option, and Trump could get a third Supreme Court justice into the. Oh my God, that would be unbelievable. That would be incredible. That would be incredible. Absolutely, Porky. I hope so. I don't take anything for granted, because I'm concerned about the governors. Absolutely, Porky. I'm concerned about the governors and them trying to slow down the election. They get the mail-in ballots and then try to steal it. The only way they're going to beat Trump is try to steal it. Absolutely, like we guys. You're right. That's a good one. You're right there, Justin. I agree. Because it's crazy. A third, and what up, Danny? And the Senate, I think, does the judges. The Senate. Oh my God, it would be unbelievable if she can't serve out her term. Ruth Ginsburg, she has to retire. Unbelievable. And Trump gets to appoint a third Supreme Court justice. We need the Trump coattails big time. That would be unbelievable, man. And Mitch McConnell pulls out the nuclear option, so he needs less votes for the approval. I'm not sure if that's in the procedures, if that's possible, that he pulls out the nuclear option. He nukes them. All right, boy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Soleimani. Oh, my God. What they did to look what they did to the Petraeus. They fired Flynn. Flynn was, and look what they did to Petraeus, another great general. Before I get off the air, I watched Pearl Harbor. Great movie, man. Great movie. Pearl Harbor. What a movie. What a movie. I watched Pearl Harbor, and I watched General Patton documentary. Oh, my God. The Americans, we were amazing, man. What an amazing country we are. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I was so proud when I watched Pearl Harbor, what we went through with Pearl Harbor. And then after that, we did they called the Doolittle raid. And obviously then we turned this thing around. That FDR, he was a tough dude, man. According to the movie, anyway. He was a tough dude, that FDR. He was tough. According to the movie's depiction, I don't know how true it is, but I like FDR. He was a tough guy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got a Muhammad coming in. We got a Hamas sympathizer coming in. we got a Hamas sympathizer coming in. The Islamists believe that Hamas and Hezbollah are freedom fighters. Who are you talking about, AC? We got Muhammad in the room. Uh-oh. God bless you, MJ McCrae. It's crazy, bro. And Hamas. So tomorrow it's going to be interesting because I got the vectors. None, Porky, you're right. Patton was unbelievable. They whacked him too. I was very sad. They whacked him. Oh my God, Leon, could you imagine that? Did you brought up Clock, but what a fraud that was, right? Clock Boy. He ended up taking a picture with Omar Bashir in Sudan. Al Bashir's crucifying Christians and putting Jews in ovens. China's buying oil fields from him. That's how bad China is. China's buying oil fields from Abadi, Erdogan, and Khomeini in Iraq. China. China don't care who they do business with, as long as they get their oil. They don't care. The Clock Boy was bad. What a fraud. He ended up taking pictures with Omar al-Bashir. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. Clock Boy, another fraud. Another fraud. Oh, he brought a clock in. They said, "Oh my God, you're being a racist. You're being prejudiced." Because they thought, and it was such a fraud. It was unbelievable. And he ends up taking a picture with Omar Bashir, Muslim Brotherhood operative, terrorist, $9 billion in UK banks, tyrannical dictator. Obama released the sanctions before he left. Like Bill Clinton gave away the W-88 nuclear warhead designs. Absolutely, 19. I agree. I can't stand Bernie. Oof, what a fraud. 21. What a fraud. You know what convinced me? What up, Captain Chaos? You know what convinced me about Bernie? It's almost 12:30. I got to get out of here. When I watched them on the Fox News, oh my God, she'd be facing the firing squad, Porky. AOC would be facing the firing squad. That's when things were real. Men were men, women were women in those days. Things were real. Real deal, Holyfield. Bernie was, Bernie Sanders is the dumbest politician I've ever heard in my life. The dumbest. 19. Absolutely, Porky. The dumbest. They asked him. You think Michelle's going to do it? Trump's going to beat her anyway. Trump's going to win anyway. We want a landslide. We want the Trump coattails. I don't care if it's Michelle Obama, Elizabeth Warren, or that chick from Minnesota, Amy Klobuchar, whatever her name is. Trump's going to win. Well, we don't underestimate anybody, 19, right? We take nothing for granted, right? Because we know we want the coattails. We want the House back. Very important. They ain't getting it, Captain Chaos. Trump's going to win. Martha McCollum from Fox News at a town hall meeting asked Bernie Sanders about, because he talks about Europe. We talked about this before. He talks about Europe and Holland and Finland and all these, Sweden, all these socialist countries. So she said to him, what about their model that you like? He goes, he doesn't know. He's such a fraud, it's beyond belief, that he couldn't even explain what he liked about Norway, what he liked about Sweden, what he liked about Finland, and their tax structure. He couldn't even discuss it. And Cuomo is a fraud from Jump Street, bro. That is a Fredo, like a rat, like you wouldn't believe. A total rat. Him and the two Fredos, and they got the Sandinista. Oh, that de Blasio is, oh my God. Big Bird. Unbelievable. The worst. Cuomo, the worst. Captain Chaos, the worst. I am 19. I'm getting ready, son. Who likes the Rangers? Who likes the New York Rangers? Who likes the New York Rangers? Oh, you're right, Justin. You're probably right. Oh, 19. You're the Ranger guy. Lemquist, he was a great goalkeeper. Oh my God. I miss sports, bro. Oh, I'm going crazy, man. Danny, I know you're an Islander, Danny. I know. Yeah, the Rangers they won one, right, with Messier, right? Mark Messier. They had that one. Yeah, he's old, right? He's old, unfortunately. He's a great goalkeeper, bro. I like all sports, Captain Chaos. Yeah, no. I hope. Go Yanks is right. The Jets are gonna have a good team, I think, Captain Chaos. I think Jets have a good team. I don't like the way the Giants drafted. I like they got the offensive line. We need the offensive line. We need the hog mollies, absolutely. But on a fourth pick, if he's not Orlando Pace, if he's not John Hanna, if he's not what's the other guy? The blind side guy. If he's not that, if he's good, he's not superstar. I would have went with Isaiah Simmons and then went offensive line, and I would have went after the Dolphins. I said, listen, you want Tua? Let's make a deal. We want Tua. I would have leveraged that. I said, we want Tua. We'll draft Tua. Let's make a deal. Yeah, I mean, he made he made. I like. They said they got this corner, this safety from Alabama. Okay, but you don't win in the NFL with safeties and corners. You win it up front. Defensive line, the front seven, and obviously it starts with the offensive line. Yeah, the Cardinals got Simmons, wow. Isaiah Simmons. We could have got him. Versatile defensive, attitude, a great athlete. That kid's a winner. Energy. He brought energy to the defense, and then we could have got the hog mollies, and we could have made a trade. We could have traded down. We could have gave the Dolphins the fifth pick and maybe got two more picks for Tua. They let him. We let the Dolphins take Tua. We never should have let them take Tua. We should have said to the Dolphins, "You want Tua?" Oh, the Steelers are great. I agree. They said to the Dolphins, "You want Tua? Okay, give us the fifth pick and give us one of your number ones and give us your third pick." We should have got three picks for Tua. We would have gave them Tua. We take the fifth pick. We could have took Isaiah Simmons, and then we could have just drafted offensive line and whatever they wanted after that. Because Simmons would have been a good pick. Because I like Saquon Barkley. I thought he was a great pick. We're just not using him right. We got to run the football more. Giants got to run the football. Yeah, Tua went to the Dolphins. We should have told the Dolphins, let's make a trade. You want Tua? We want Tua. Let's make a trade. We want your pick plus your other number one. We want two number ones and a number three for Tua. Tua's a great player. Okay, he's got a bad knee. Give us two number ones for Tua. He's a number one pick. We let him steal him. Maybe they did it, and the Dolphins didn't want to do it. I don't know, but that's what I would have done. Yeah, LSU, forget it. I think the Chiefs got their running back, got their star running back. The Chiefs, the Chiefs got their star running back. The Bills got a nice team. I like that Josh Allen. I always liked him. I like that Josh Allen, bro. I think that Josh Allen's the next stud. I think he's the next QB stud. Josh Allen. Yo, he's got pocket. As long as he's got pocket presence and he's got a freaking howitzer, bro. He just got to stay in the pocket. And, just I think he's got a lot of talent, that kid. Josh Allen. Move to throw. Because he's like a white Cam Newton. Big arm and moves. He may have a better release than Cam Newton, but Cam Newton's a big, strong quarterback. Who signed him yet? Anybody signed him? Because he became a very good pocket quarterback. From the pocket, Cam Newton became dangerous. But he got hurt the last few years, so I don't know. I know he's not with the Panthers anymore. Cam was a little, too much for Cam, I think, over there. So the offensive line stopped blocking for him. That's what I think happened over there. He didn't buy them enough rings, enough watches. Yeah, I heard. They are. Wow. The Cowboys had some draft, I heard. Joe Burrow, huh? I heard he's some quarterback. But the Saints got that guy Jordan Love. They say Jordan Love is a sleeper. They stole him because Drew Brees is still going to be there, right? No, no, the Packers did that. The Packers. I'm sorry. Oh, the Bengals. Hey, Joe Burrow's a nice quarterback. I hear great things about him. I got to watch him in the NFL. Tom Brady couldn't make it. He didn't crack the starting lineup in Michigan. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever lived. Right? Go figure. Oh yeah, Drew Brees is a great quarterback, Captain. Great quarterback. But me, I like the. Everybody places the premium on the pass. The quarterback has to make plays, but to me, it starts with the offensive line in a football team. The hog mollies. I like power running football, and the quarterback at some point in time in the game has to make plays, or they pick up Jamie. Okay, Winston. Winston's got some talent. He's got some big time talent. He could be a big league quarterback, but he's a little erratic, right? Because he's got moxie and he's got some athleticism behind the pocket, but that doesn't necessarily translate into victories. Because you can't be in love with your arm either. Try to throw it through coverage. That's what happens with a lot of these quarterbacks, especially the big arm quarterbacks. Like Josh Allen, I'm surprised that he's been able to curtail that because a lot of the big arm quarterbacks, right? They throw picks because they believe in their arms so much that they just throw the ball all over the place and they throw it into coverage. They can throw it through people. Oh, it's going to be the South, right? You know what's crazy? What's going on with baseball, with Major League Baseball, right? Like making those. Is that true? Those divisions? Do you see who's in the Yankee division? The Mets, the Red Sox, the Nationals. I think the Braves. I couldn't believe the teams in the Yankee division. The Astros should be suspended. Those players should be suspended. They changed it? Yeah, that's what they're saying. For like 80, 90 games. Yankees got some team. Oof. The Yankees got some team. What a team. Oh, my God. The guys to watch on the Yankees, I'm telling you, the guys to watch with the Yankees, Clint Frazier, Miguel Andujar. Watch those guys. Judge is out for a while. I love Judgy. He's out for a while. Yankees got some team. And our pitching, even without Sevy, was still nasty. We got a great pitching coach. And I think Boone is in his third season. Boone's ready to go to the next level. I would do that too. I like Miguel Andujar, bro. Gio's a great third baseman. And then you got Clint Frazier is going to play the outfield. I think Tackman is too his glove is his bat is too soft compared to Clint Frazier. Clint Frazier is ready for superstardom. We got to keep this kid. It would kill me that he becomes a superstar on another team. This kid is a superstar, as I believe is Miguel Andujar. They're both similar. Their swings are different, but they're both similar. They hit the all fields. Clint Frazier was great, man. Let me tell you something. Bartolo Colon at one time threw 98 miles an hour, Danny. El Helicopter. Andujar. I love Andujar was automatic double. Great hitter. All fields. He was a great hitter, man. Andujar is the bomb, man. And Clint Frazier, Stanton is hurt. Judgy, we don't know. I would put Judgy at first base. I don't know, maybe he can't play right field. Meggy's double. I think Meggy's going to be the starting third baseman, Justin, to be honest with you. I think Meggy's going to be the starting third baseman. I don't think Gio is going to be able to equal the offense that Meggy brings. Totally robbed. And so it came out, so was Judgy. Judgy should have been the MVP. I was telling my friends that. I am so disappointed in the Astros. They should be suspended. They were doing the buzzer thing since this year. When he hit the home run for Chapman, he had the buzzer. Judge should have been the MVP. The Red Sox too. You're right, Danny. That Alex Cora, what a bad guy. Alex Cora is a bad guy, man. Oh, calling out the Yankees when they win, and he ends up being a big time cheater. Like, we're not talking PEDs. We're talking about the team colluding, wearing buzzers. I mean, I never heard of such a thing. You can stand at the dugout, eye the pitcher, and scream out a curveball's coming, a fastball's coming. A fan could do that. But you don't take a freaking buzzer or an iPad and start looking at the technology and calling out the pitches. They should lose draft picks, and those players should be suspended. They should be thrown out of baseball. Look what they did to Shoeless Joe. The White Sox colluded to throw the games. So the Astros colluded to win the games. They colluded. They cheated. The buzzer. Don't take my shirt off. I got a buzzer on. Right? And Bregman walks around like a tough guy. He's a great baseball player. And they got big mouths. You know, Correa is a great player. I thought Altuve was a great player. I thought Bregman, they had some really nice players, but they are so bad. They're big time. I mean, this is not PEDs. This is like a team colluding. This is bad. Very bad for baseball. Very bad. Very bad. And the sacrifices that some of these players make, people don't talk about. Kids get signed at 15, 16, 17 years old. The minor league life is a very lonely life. They tour the country in a bus. And, you know, sometimes the AAA, okay, it's a little higher level. But come on, man. You know, it's a tough life. And these kids get no, when you get there and you're going to cheat like that, I mean, come on, man. I'd have more respect for you if you did PEDs. You know? Because I have no problem with a boxer doing a PED or a football player doing the PEDs because the recovery, I mean, come on, man. See, baseball players, but they play 162 games in a regular season, man. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. It's 1:45. I'm tired. I want to thank you all for the visit. Thank you for coming into the Frankie Russo Trump room. Yeah, well, you know, baseball players using PEDs. You know, Barry Bonds was a great hitter. God bless you, Justin. Thank you for the visit. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Wagon Fire. Thank you, Porky. Thank you. Who else? I can't remember who else visited. Boar. Who else? Even AC. Who else? God bless you all in the room. God bless the men and women of the United States. AC from KC, right? God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. Thank you for your service. Thank you for providing me with the freedom. And a shout out to Cold Warrior, absolutely. A shout out to MJ McCrae. A shout out to Eddie Rodriguez. Thank you all for the visit on YouTube Live. God bless you all in the room. God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. Thank you for your service. Thank you for providing me with the freedom that I love. What I love to do is broadcast. And God bless the greatest country on the planet, America. And God bless our great President, Donald John Trump. This is Frankie Russo. I'm getting out of here. And I'll be on the air tomorrow night, 8, 9, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, something like that. This is Frankie Russo coming at you straight out of Brooklyn. This is Frankie Russo, and I'll see you in the future. YouTube Live. God bless you all. God bless the men of the United States Armed Forces. God bless you all in the room. God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. Thank you for your service. Thank you for providing me with the freedom that I love. And that's broadcast. God bless the greatest country on the planet, America. And God bless our great president, Donald John Trump. This is Frankie Russo. And I'll see you in the future.